Okay, so Queen H5. Only a couple of moves been played since we last looked at this one, and again, I mean, Magnus is so hard to predict, isn't he? It's so hard to predict. So hard to predict. In every single game, you can never predict what he's going to play. Bishop F4 was played, Rook C8, and now a very typical idea. And it's a bit like, you know, I expect everyone knows of my obsession with Harry the H-pawn. I mean, I love pushing my best bud, Harry the H-pawn, and he loves sacrificing his life for me in a brutal fashion. But, you know, the only time Harry kind of runs up the board when I play is when my opponent goes G6, so I've got a target to attack. Now, Harry's ugly brother is called?
Gary. No?
Keep going.
Freddie.
Keep going.
What was the question? I was
Harry's ugly brother. Keep going, the pawn. You're getting there, keep going left. So you've gone through Harry, Gary, Freddie. Keep going.
Eddie.
No.
Derek.
Oh, you're very good with the names, no?
Charlie.
Charlie the cat, yep.
Barry. Harry.
You've got Harry, and you've got his ugly brother called Harry the A-pawn. All right, Harry. Hello, Harry. and in this position, well, White does basically, because you've got a pawn on B6. This next move would be rubbish unless you had an idea. And whenever there's a fianchetto, which is your nickname, isn't it? Fiancata. A4 played. You know, you've got a target to attack. You know, you can use this pawn to attack that one and get your rook in the game. And otherwise, this pawn's all on its own, and it's feeling really lonely. And you know, it might cry itself to sleep every night. So you need to get rid of it. Black stops that, and now Rook B1 with ideas of now going C5. And because Black's gone A5, it means B6 is more of a target. Castle's kingside here, and maybe C5 is not working, because if you play C5 at the moment, okay, he's played Rook B5, which I like a lot. But if you play C5, Magnus can play Bishop takes F3, and after some exchanges, he can take on C5. And I don't even know what that position's like, but he wins a pawn at least. But I really like the move played here. Rook B5. I remember I was told by a good friend of mine.
And Magnus immediately replies with C5.
Immediately plays C5, because otherwise your queen is lost. Yeah. Otherwise this queen will be trapped. So you have to play C5. What is this position? Really weird pawn structure here. And B6 is chronically weak, but White has these weak pawns here as well. So very unique position and very hard to assess. Very hard to assess who's better here. I think Magnus will be happy the way this opening's gone, though, because again, if you're going to play kind of slightly outrageous openings, you want an unbalanced position, and he's got an unbalanced position where I don't think he's worth it anymore. So yeah,
interesting, this one. I think we'll pick it up after the break. We will be back in about 10 minutes. We're going to leave you with a video of the upcoming Pro Chess League with the likes of world champion Magnus Carlsen taking part, also Hikaru Nakamura, Wesley So probably defending his title with the St. Louis Archbishops, so that is going to be good. And we'll see you in 10 minutes from now.
Rock and roll with some chess.
Let's do it. Let's go back to world champion Magnus Carlsen, where we had a few developments.
We did. So after C5, White is now captured on C5. And okay, that makes perfect sense, because if knight takes, we've got rook takes B6. Ideally, Black would like to take with a knight, but Magnus has to take with a rook. And one of the advantages that White can claim is his bishop. You know, he's got a bishop, an extra bishop. So he puts that into the guts. Bishop D6. And this exchange must have made Pavel a bit happy, because his pawn structure over here is ugly. It's really ugly. But after rook takes B5, he straightens things out with C takes B5. The rook is attacked, so rook goes to the open line. current position? Well, b6 is a chronic weakness that Magnus has. You know, if you get to any end game when the queens come off and the rooks come off, bishop c7, you're gonna probe that pawn. White has the two bishops. I don't think I mean, it's not that bad though, because black has this lovely c5 square. The knight coming in there. Magnus has a beautiful bishop on the open line. So, I mean, I would say probably a roughly equal position. I don't know, what do you reckon here?
Well, there is a tweet again from Taye, who is in the room with us, who was saying during the break while you were away, he's really liking Magnus' position, and he thinks Magnus might make it 6-0 against Pavel.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't dispute that at all. I mean, the c5 square it is an absolutely beautiful square, and you have to remember the a4 pawn is a big weakness here. So, yeah. I mean, I think Magnus's experiment in the opening has worked again.
And also, look at the time situation as well.
I thought you were looking at Nigel's belly there, but sorry. No. Hi, Nige.
It is looking quite
big.
I wonder if it's a bad camera angle. Or
No, Nigel's he's a really fit chap. I hear. Okay.
Anyway, let's move on.
It was just a bad angle.
Bad camera work. I really want to check back in quickly with Niklas Huschenbeet, this King's Gambit we were looking at earlier, to see how that has developed.
Yeah, that King's Gambit was quite fascinating. Just
the third last.
Carlsen, we've got to have a look at the top board and this critical encounter after Rook c8 was played. And it seems like Magnus has got exactly what he wants from the opening. White goes c4. Now knight c5, the move we thought would happen. Bishop c2. And now knight to e4. The more I'm looking at this, the more I'm liking Magnus's position. The bishop now has to move away from its square. And here, what about this for a move? Knight c3. A bit of black knight magic there. The knight's jumping around.
Jump around.
Jump up and jump down. So yeah. Okay, so I mean, I think Magnus is got precisely what he wants from the opening.
So where do we go?
Where do we go? Well, Queen D. Let's do the Fione. I've got to move the Queen somewhere, so let's move it there. For example, is there some nasty tactics about to occur in this position? I kind of feel there might be. I mean, Queen G4 is one idea, but do I have anything? This is starting to look really.
What's your idea? Okay.
Well, I just want to eliminate this bishop.
Yeah. And if I move, you can take on c4.
Yeah, I'm taking c4.
How bad is it if I take on c3? And you take on f4?
I think white's definitely worse. I mean, I say worse.
No, this isn't looking great.
Black's positional plan here is to go bishop takes f3 and then go knight d7 and knight c5, and black's completely winning. I mean, that'd be an absolute disaster. If that knight gets to c5, the bishop on c2 is actually really, really rubbish.
And Magnus is, look at him, he's looking quite confident here.
Yeah.
Still has a time edge of 20 minutes. Yeah. I mean, if he wins today, that's already also a big lead in the tournament. We had, as you mentioned, Eric here yesterday, who thinks Magnus is going to win the tournament on his own.
This is a big game because obviously if he wins here, he'd be outright leader.
Yeah.
With only, how many games we've got left? 4?
3 after today.
No, 3. Okay, so big game today. And just seeing the chat, Gary is asking when is my DVD, or should I say Tiger Hillett Person's DVD that Ginger GM are releasing on the Modern coming out? Soon. Is the answer. It should have been out, to be honest, a month or 2 ago, but we're quite perfectionists, and we want to make it as good as we can. So stay tuned, and it'll come out.
Can we please quickly check in with Niels to see if there's been any moves, because I'm very worried this game. Are you aware of the score between the two players, Magnus and Pavel?
No, not so
Magnus has beaten
much, but I'm
Pavel
thinking
in every
he must
game.
have beaten him quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he'd beaten him. I know he had a very big score. I didn't know the
It's
actual
5-0 with no draws at all. So a tough task. Did you see what Magnus played in the opening?
He went 1b6.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah.
And it looks like he's
Well,
gonna pawn up.
looks like he is pawn up for. I don't know. I would not.
How did that happen?
No, it looks pretty ugly for White this game, certainly.
Do you think it is just lost already, or?
Well, yeah, it could easily be lost already, I would think. Yeah. I mean, I guess Bishop D5 is going to happen. I mean, it doesn't look. No, it doesn't look very hopeful to me. I would think there are very good chances Magnus is going to win this game.
What did you think of Magnus' play here so far? Have you been watching his games?
Not too much, but I mean, in general, looked quite convincing. Looked like he was playing quite well, and you know, as he's winning more games and getting more confident, I don't think it will get easier for his opponents.
Well, you have been here, I believe, since the first edition 3 years ago. You probably played here in the older.
No, I never played before,
Okay.
but yeah, I played all the editions of the new event. Yeah.
And how do you? I mean, the tournament's come quite a long way. What do you think about how the tournament has developed and how you're enjoying yourself this year?
It's pretty amazing. I mean, the first year it was a nice event, and you know, there were some strong players, but it's pretty hard to imagine, you know, that it could get so far so quickly. I mean,
we were talking. I think the first year the total prize fund was £6,000.
Sure, but also, I mean, in terms of, you know,
players.
the top players, I mean, you know, it was, you know, obviously nothing like the kind of guys who are coming this year, and obviously having Magnus this year is, you know, another huge thing for the tournament.
Earlier with Simon, we were discussing about players we would like to play. Is there anyone in the tournament you particularly would like to play against?
I don't know. I just see who shows up. I mean, it depends how they play.
One final question for you. Did you hear the Ben Johnson Perpetual podcast with Robert Hess, where he said you were his all-time favorite player?
I do listen to that podcast sometimes, but I really don't remember this bit.
So you have to check it out then. And I
is that a recent one, or it's?
I think the most.
Oh,
recent
okay.
one,
No, okay. If it's most recent, then I think I'm maybe 2 or 3 behind where he is now, or maybe 3 or 4. But I listen to quite a lot of them. But okay, if it's recent, then I didn't hear it yet.
Well, then we spoiled the surprise.
Well, indeed, yes.
Thank you, Leonard. Okay, I think we're going to let you off now, and we will be back with Simon. So thank you very much for taking the time to join us, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much.
As I said, we'll be back with Simon in just a second, so don't go anywhere. Pavel Eljanov resigned his game against Magnus Carlsen. You can see there the board is already deserted. We're going to go try, of course, and get Magnus in the room. Magnus now the sole leader of the tournament on 5.5 out of 6, displaying some incredible chess and also some incredible confidence so far.
I need to finish my chocolate bar because I'm blooming hungry. Just keep talking. Give me another 10 seconds.
So what else, Simon? Did you see